tell us about yourself and your line of work?
Yes. Well, my name is Dr. Ricks, and I do all sorts of things. I am a program manager with Fresno Unified for the African American Academic Acceleration Department. And then I have a mentoring program. It's called I Am Valuable, where the students that are in my program, they receive social emotional support, behavioral support, academic support, and mental health support. And so these students are in grades K through 12. They meet with a social worker or a counselor who provides them with individual counseling or group counseling. I run an African American parenting course on Mondays, and we are going through childhood trauma. I am a native of Fresno, particularly the West Side. West Side is the best side. Okay. I graduated from Edison High School, so I'm an alum. That's kind of just a little bit of what I do. I also am an adjunct professor for Fresno State, Fresno City College, and Agape College.
Can you elaborate more on your journey and how you got to this place?
How I got here, particularly with I Am Valuable, is because I was in foster care, and I got placed in foster care at age 7, and I aged out at 18. So I was in foster care for 11 years. Being pulled away from your parents and not being able to see them, like my parents, God bless them, they did the best that they could. But, they had their troubles and challenges, and so I was not able to really develop a relationship with them in my childhood because they had other stuff going on, and it didn't allow me to feel like I was loved or worthy. And so I kind of, did some unhealthy stuff. I just didn't feel like, I was important to anyone. But, that trauma wouldn't allow me to be my best self. And so I knew that school was like the key to my success. I went to Merced Community College where I played basketball, and then I went to a college in West Virginia. I dropped out of college. And then I got pregnant with my son, and then the light bulb turned on, and I was like, okay, I have this life in my hands, and so I want to make sure that he doesn't experience the same thing I did. And so I just, went full force into my education. I went to Fresno State. I got my bachelor's in social work. Then I got my master's in social work, and then I got my doctorate in education. 2 years ago, I got another master's. Last year, I got a master's with the admin credential. So I don't play when it comes to education. So this is what essentially led me here. My story, my lived experiences with trauma, and just me wanting to help students be their best selves.
Were there any challenges or setbacks in creating any of your programs?
So when you become an entrepreneur, it is 24/7 nonstop work, right? Especially if you don't have money to hire employees, so you're doing everything yourself. And so that is the biggest challenge when you are starting a business and you don't have really enough money, and you don't want to take out loans because you already have student loans, and you don't have money to hire people. You have to do everything yourself. And so not only are you working like your full-time job, this your side hustle. Entrepreneurship is another full-time investment. So you have to there's a work-life balance that you have to balance. Getting the right service for the students, that's a challenge too, because you have to, create something that people need. Not only do they need it, will it benefit them? Will they be able to change or improve because of the service? The operational things of starting a business and not having employees, that has been my biggest challenge, but I'm here for it.
So do you have any recent initiatives or projects that you are working on?
So I Am Valuable is a mentoring program for students in grades K through 12, and it is going to continue to live on as long as I am here. And so that is one of my initiatives. Another, again, is the parenting course, the African American parenting course that I teach. Right now, I'm applying for some grants to extend the program. So hopefully my hope is for the program to extend in Fresno County, Madera County, and the neighboring counties, and to become a nationwide program.
Is there any way that members of our community can help support you?
Going to www.im-valuable.com and following, looking on the website, really getting an understanding of what I Am Valuable is. So if somebody asks, you'll be able to tell them what we do. Also follow us on our social media site. And then there's a little button on the bottom of one of those pages that says donate. People can donate to the cause, and all the proceeds go to the students in the program. The students, they actually receive incentives every quarter for their grades, attendance, and behavior. Those donations help really celebrate what the students are doing.
Is there anything that you want to say to anybody that wants to do work in their community?
My advice to anybody who wants to work in their community, be a community organizer, be a change agent, is to really know who you are. That is very important. Where you came from, who you came from, right? And that gives you that motivation to continue to go do the work. Know your purpose. I know my purpose is to help others know who you are, know your why, know your purpose, develop as a leader, and continue to grow, network with others. Social capital is so important. It's so rich. I would say that get to know the community that you want to work for, do a needs assessment to really be able to develop something that is meaningful and will be impactful to the community that you are targeting. And be confident, walk in confidence, walk in your purpose and your power, never give up. So that's what I would tell, anybody who wants to do work in their community.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.